Hello again, and thank you for joining Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. Well, today we're going to have a go at the carburetor, give it a clean and see what it's like inside, and just a few other little bits and pieces. So I hope you do enjoy watching, and come and join us and see how we get on. Well, hello and welcome back in here again. Well, I'm going to have a go at cleaning this carburetor up today. It's a Dellorto SHA 14. You can buy replacement ones, but if we can keep it original, we will. So I'm going to give that a little bit of a clean up in a minute, and hopefully strip down and get this in the ultrasonic cleaner. Before I do that, I just wanted to show you a few things I've done. We can hopefully get these on today. I've cleaned up the shock absorbers, you know, much better than they were, so they can go on. And also this is for later on, trying to get these when these are painted. I needed to get the rubbers I bought cut, and I was umming and ahhing for weeks how to do it. I was going to get cornflake packets and cut out templates that way, but in the end I came up with the idea of using this duct tape, which actually fitted just nicely in the straight areas there, and I put it all the way along there and just cut out with a Stanley knife the actual shape of it, peeled off the tape, stuck it onto the rubber, and then was able to use straight edge rulers on here, and the last little bit is just cutting around with scissors to get that shape. So I'm quite pleased with that. As I say, they can't go on just yet anyway, but this can get painted now. I didn't want to be cutting around with knives before I'd painted it, so that's for the future as well.
Daddy, I don't like cats or hedgehogs.
Anyway, let's have a go at this first. Before we start taking it down, I am going to obviously give it a clean with this degreaser first of all, and then once this is done we can start stripping. I don't want to get more dirt in there than there already is. This is quite clean, this side. This is the choke, which clips down to put the choke on, and then when you give it full throttle it clicks it off. But we've also got a slider to go in there, which I've kept it safe in there, which will attach to the cable eventually. So it's quite a unique one. I've never seen a slider. It's always been a round one. But I'm going to get on. I'm going to use this degreaser, go all the way around for now, and let me clean this off, and we'll come back to you. Well, it's come up quite nice actually. I used the detergent, and then I used a carb cleaner just to get the worst of it off. I may actually not go down the ultrasonic cleaner route. Mainly we've got this plastic shim thing that goes in there. I could probably pull that out, but with experience I know that this sometimes gets broken and everything, so I'm going to leave that in place and not put it in ultrasonic cleaner. Also this will need to come off. That's plastic obviously anyway. So we'll make a start. I just wanted to show you one thing I got as well. The horrible mesh filter on there wasn't very good, and I think there was supposed to be a box that goes on there as well, which got no hope in finding. But I did get this online. This, I hope it's all going to fit on when it goes in position, and it still goes with that gold theme of the bike. So that's what, hopefully that will go in place. Otherwise I'll have to go back to the horrible mesh filter. So we'll start taking this one down now then. Let's try with this one. I would think there'd probably be a filter in here. I will put an extra filter in as I go as well. Here we go, little filter. We need to clean that obviously. I need a dentistry tool here, I think. If I can never find one down the bottom here, this will do, I hope. So I'll lift that out, that can have a good clean. Be very gentle, because there we go. Okay, look at the gunge in there. Right, okay. I go for the air screw here. I'm gonna whether it's set right or not. But I'm going to put it back to as it was, so we'll count that going in. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, just about 2. Okay, we'll take that out. Okay, there's that one. And let's have a look in here and see what mess we got in there. You can still get spare parts of these, if not new ones. So, okay, that should do it. I hope if we can get that apart. There we are. Oh dear, look at that. That maybe need a clean. Okay, all right. I'll have to punch this bit out in a minute, so let's just see what this jet is like. Yes, I would say that needs a clean. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to find the dentistry tools. I'm going to just push this out and we'll get a bit further down there. Okay, using the dentistry tool, that's starting to come out now. Let's find a, I'll do circle it pliers will do for now. Take that pin out, there we are. That comes out. Doesn't look too bad, the little needle in there. You know what, if I can just have a go at getting that out, it might be worth putting this in the ultrasonic cleaner. So it's all very gunged up in there, look at that. See? I think it deserves a decent clean. Yeah, I'll go at getting that one out. If I can't, I can't. But it's a very simple carb, but I think an ultrasonic cleaner will help. But let me see if I can get that one out. If I can't, I can't. But we just have to go down a normal route. Well, I had a try. I don't want to try too hard using the pliers. You can see it will start to damage it. So I will put it in here, but I'm going to put it at much lower heat. Normally it's about 80 degrees, but I'll probably do about 50. Hopefully that won't damage that. I'll stick that jet in there as well. I can put that in there as well. I don't want to damage the rubber, but if I don't do it too hot, that should be all right. So we'll chuck them in there and give them a good wash. And I'll come back to you. We'll probably get on and do something else in the meantime. I'll put this on for about half an hour or so, and we'll see how it is when we come back. Okay, whilst that's cooking, we'll get these shock absorbers on. This was, I think I mentioned, was the toolkit, which I painted obviously with that. Now when I got it, it was just a little bit of mesh in there, looked bloody awful. So I've been looking around for ages to find something that will actually fit on there. And then raiding the wife's makeup cabinet, I found this. She kindly let me have it. So that actually, I won't do it now, but that actually does clip on. It clips onto there. So what I'm going to do, so paint that, and later on, and that will clip on there. Paint this green, and that should sort that one out. So it's these little things I've been looking for all the time. So we'll get this suspension back on again. It's this way round, I think. Bear with me, I did just get it the right way up, shall we? Yeah, that flat end at the top. In fact, I'm looking at this now after I've done it. I might have to go around a little bit more cleaning on it, but we'll get it on anyway. It's out of the way. So that's just the top one with the washer. The other side, I'll go in there. Let's see, that's it, that one on there. And then the bottom one's got okay, that needs another washer in there. And that one will hopefully go through there. I'll get my gloves out of there. Oh God. Wash that side, bolt that side. Okay, yeah, it's not bad, but I say I've just noticed a few bits I've missed. I'll go back over them later on. Right, I'll tighten them down, I'll get the other side on as well, and hopefully the thing will be ready next door there. Well, I've just put that on a little bit longer in there. It's coming up nicely, nothing's melted anyway, so the wife's just got the ump and said, can I get rid of this petrol tank? So I'm going to put that on now. I've also had another sticker now for the mini Chic. So, and as I mentioned before, instead of having that horrible straw wadding that was stuck on here, I've gone for this foam, non-absorbent foam. So I'm hoping that will be just as good, but not rust so much. So we can get that in position there. It's only a couple of bolts that hold this one in, usually. Okay. Let me see, get that one in there. Excuse my hand in the way, arm. Okay, that one's in, we'll tighten that later. And I'll just do the other side. Well, that's starting to look a little bit more like a moped now, isn't it? As long as I don't bash anything. The only thing I'm looking for now is a petrol cap. I have asked somebody and they're going to check the measurements of what sort of cap they got. I just need to try and find that screws on that measurement, but that's my only problem with the petrol tank at the moment. I have actually put some ACF 50 inside, so that's a rust killer, but a lot of it's all been cleaned out anyway, and as you know, it was repaired due to the rust holes in there. So okay, so we'll get back very shortly to the carburetor. Okay, that's about 40 minutes, so let's just see how things have got on in here. Very murky water there. Let's have a look. Look at that, yeah, see all that muck gone in there now. Have to blow that through shortly as well. And got the, how hot is it? Not too bad. There we go. There's the base. Rubber's still okay, that's good. And we've also got a thingy in here. That is hot. I'll get it back in a minute. The jet is in there as well. Right, let's just get rid of that for a minute. Well, I've gone through with some carb cleaner and some and air from the compressor. Everything is now cleaned out. I went through with these welding tip cleaners, very thin one I used, so that's cleaned this jet out as well. There was still a little bit I could see in there, so that's all clean now. So everything's okay. I'll clean the little filter, so let's get that back in to start with. Let's just fit over that hole, hopefully. There we go. I'm not sure what position this will need to go, but where are we? It's got to probably go that way, isn't it? Okay, so we get the little screw back in there. And tighten that one up. Okay. Without breaking it. There we are. Right, next bit, I suppose we better get this back in, the float, which is now cleaned up as well. So we put the little needle valve on there. That was all a bit gunged up down that hole, where that's all open now, so that will just slide on there. And back down there. Where are we? In the right place. Back down this little hole there. Okay. And then we can get the little pin back in. Might have to take all this off again at some stage for adjustments and whatever, but at least it'll do for now. There we go, so that's in. The nicely cleaned jet can go in. Okay, tighten that down, but just enough, don't overdo it with brass. Okay, and now the float bolt. Luckily we didn't do it too high a temperature, so that it hasn't affected the rubber. In fact, it's probably softened it up a bit. Okay, they can go in there. That one down. Okay, just going to do my little blow trick first of all, so there'd be no fuel in it at the moment, so I'm just going to blow in there. Can feel the air coming through, and that should be the closed position. Still air coming through. That sounds a bit no movement, doesn't it? I'll have a look at that in a minute. Let's say we probably will have to revisit this again, so I'm going to just put this little screw back in here, the throttle control screw. And if you remember, it was set at 2 out. So tighten that all the way down. 2, 1 and 2. Right, I'm going to go back to this and just check that out again. I probably will have to revisit it again later, but I'll give this a little quick Dremel polish and clean this little bit up here, and we'll probably put it on. Well, that float was okay, it just doesn't rattle, so I did try it. It does work, so once it's got some fuel in there it should be okay. But so we can get this back on here now. I did polish it up, it's come up quite nice with the old Dremel thing, and we can just push this one back on here. Okay, I think that's in. There we are. Getting a bit more. There we are. A bit more there. just got to stay in this little groove around there. There we are. Right, there's going to be a lot of mucking about here. Let me just tighten this up and come back to you. Well, unfortunately, that isn't going to go, is it? What a shame, really. That would have looked quite nice on there. Even if I put the rubber far back as I can, still going to have trouble with this bolt for the foot peg thing. So never mind, it's still got the other one. We'll have to go back and give that a clean, and I'll have to go on instead, but never mind. Okay, well, back to again. All is not lost. This is the old original filter, and I've just cleaned it up with some carb cleaner, and it's all been where people have tried to prise it out, but I'll try to tidy it up as best as possible. But this is the next idea. That goes in there, so obviously that needs to be fixed. So why not use this rubber that came off the other one, and hopefully that might, if we can get that down there, that would actually look a lot better, wouldn't it? There we go. It looks a lot neater than that bloody thing. So sorry. So let me just tidy this one up, or tighten it up. There we are. So that actually holds that in and looks neat as well. So hopefully this choke works still. Yeah. Right, there we go. So well, it wasn't quite what I wanted. I'd like to have a little bit of gold on there, but never mind. I'll just use the rubber off of that, and that holds the original one in and still looks smart as well. That's it for another week. Just a few bits and pieces. At least the carburetor's on now, and that shame the gold air filter didn't fit, but it's starting to look like a moped now. And oh, goodbye, Jenny. Thank you for watching, and thank you to all my subscribers out there, and also please subscribe if you do like our videos. Until the next time, you take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye, everybody.